Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on a Wednesday night. I am going to talk about something that happened with us about a week ago, not quite a week ago. It was an interaction that Mrs. Dawg had with a man at a gas station. It was very interesting. Some lessons to be learned there. I'm going to go into that here in just a little bit. Bear with me. I also have a very good verse that I believe will resonate with many of you, so I will hit that, so stay tuned for that also. But first, before I go into those, there are two quick things I wanted to hit here that I saw just perusing news, things that are going on earlier. One was that, and this is just infuriating, but out of Hawaii and Maui, FEMA officials are staying at, it's reported that they are staying at $1,000 a night luxury hotels right there in Maui. All the while, the government is handing out $700 one-time payment to residents. Now, first of all, $700, I mean, that's, especially in Hawaii, what does that give you? A tank of gas? I mean, maybe some gas and a tank of gas and I don't know, maybe two tanks of gas. If you still have a car left, it probably got incinerated. You know, all while these people are going through, I can't describe. Maybe they lost family members or friends. Maybe they didn't. Even if it was just their property that got destroyed. $700. Now, hopefully more is on the way or something. I mean, this FEMA folks, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to help. What are they doing? Sounds like they're living it up pretty good in their hotel rooms. But it's infuriating, man. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's just terrible. The other story I saw, now, this is something, if it's true, but a business jet in Russia with 7 people on board, 7 passengers and 3 crew, including, now, one of the people on board was this leader of the Wagner Group. And I don't know if I can say his name right. Prigozhin. Anyway, leader of the Wagner Group. Now, to refresh your memory, this guy's the leader of this group that supposedly had a coup, attempted coup, or a fake coup against Putin. And whether that really happened or not, whether that was fake or not, this guy is definitely a rival of Putin and has been outspoken about disagreeing with Putin about a lot of things and not helping him out enough and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, that was about, I don't know, 2 months ago when that all took place. But anyway, this plane just dropped out of the sky like a toy plane. I mean, like a lead plate. There's some video of it online. It's easy to find it. And it just didn't just glide down like a attempted crash landing, like it ran out of gas or something, or like, we're going down, we got engine problems, let's try to make a soft landing, a hard landing rather. It just dropped. Like, one moment is flying and the next moment is just like nothing is holding it up or nothing's powering it. So it's like somebody pulled a switch and it just fell, crashed. Everyone on board died, including this guy. Okay. My question, 3 things. One, I'm not surprised. If it's true, okay. These days we never know. But it looks like this happened, but not really surprised at this. And number 2, I found this Pedrosian guy. I mean, why would I get on a plane? Even a vehicle I'm getting in, I'm looking underneath it. You know what I mean? I mean, you get on a plane? You get on an airplane? And 3, who would get on there with him? You know what? You're going to get on an airplane with this guy? No, that's a hard no. Time out. Let me get out of here. Let me exit. Anyway, he's gone. Okay. So this happened, I remember right now, this happened last Thursday evening. we were coming back from a Bible study. We do a Bible study with some folks from church. It's good, by the way. It's really good. It just started a few weeks ago. Anyway, so it was about 8:15, 8:30 in the evening. It's starting to get dark, not quite dark, but we were not far from home. And it's a small town, small area, small town area. And we decided to stop. Mrs. Dawg's car was very low on gas, and we wanted to go ahead and fill it up. And we stopped at a small gas station, local owned, local run gas station. And it's small, not very many pumps. So we pull in there. I'm about to get out, and I notice another car pulls up right beside us to the pump beside us, and it's close quarters. I mean, so here I am, you know, this guy pulls up. He's got a young lady with us, a young man and a young lady, pull up right beside us, and he's staring over at us. And so, a little sketchy looking car. Okay, I try not to judge a book by the cover, but you got to be careful these days. You cannot be too careful. So now I didn't have my spidey sense up. I didn't get that, really that feeling that okay, something could really go down here. But I'm still wanting to really keep a close eye on this. So I get out, go ahead and start pumping gas. The windows are down because it's 100 degrees outside. And this guy's windows are down too. And he looks over and he starts a conversation with Mrs. Dawg. Now I go ahead and start the gas pump. While the gas is pumping, I walk to the back of the car so I can kind of keep an eye on that situation, on them, just kind of keep an eye on it. And I couldn't hear everything that happened or that was being talked about. It wasn't a long conversation, but I could tell it was not unpleasant. It was I would say positive, but it was a young man, a young lady in the car with him got out to get some things in the store, so he was just the one in the car talking to Mrs. Dawg. And I went ahead, but I was really, like I'm like, you know, so the car is filled with gas. So I go ahead and put the pump back in, and I get back in the car, and I get back in the car, and Mrs. Dawg is like, kind of gives me an indication like everything's fine, everything's good, everything's cool, and so and I could tell it was it was pretty positive conversation. I just couldn't hear every word, couldn't get the full gist. So I crank it up and we leave, and the guy's like waving, and we both waved and smiled at him and had a good interaction. But when we left, Miss Dawg was telling me about it. I'm like, hey, what was that about? She said that he asked Mrs. Dawg about, so his girlfriend walked in the, I don't know if it was a girlfriend or wife, I don't know, walked in the store, so it was just him, and so he asked Mrs. Dawg some relationship advice. Like the question was, if you have a disagreement, or what was that? I made it. He said, if you have a disagreement with somebody, you don't just cheat on them, do you? And just leave the relationship, And Ms. Dawg was like, no, you work it out, you talk it out. If it's just a disagreement on something, or whatever it is, you got to try to talk through it. Don't just give up so quickly, So she was just trying to give him some basic relationship advice. And I guess he saw an older couple there and just decided to try to get a little free advice. And that's what it looked like. I hope that's all it was. Mrs. Dawg was like, I had my defensive device ready down here, down near my, down on the floor here, just in case, but didn't need that, of course. And it's just kind of a couple of things to learn from that is that, it's easy. It's easy to just go ahead and judge by looks, and we have to be careful. We do have to be cautious. However, just because somebody looks a little sketchy, or the car's old and run down looking and sketchy, doesn't mean they have ill intentions. It doesn't mean they're going to try anything bad. It could, but usually not. This area is very it's a very small town. I mean, I know these things can happen anywhere, but and I know somebody's going to say, well, I drive an old car too. I have too. I mean, I drove a 99 Honda Accord for years, and the thing just kept running. But anyway, Mrs. Dawg will attest to this, that I'd say for a good year or two, I I would crawl under the front end of that thing and duct tape the thing to keep that thing together. And it had some battle scars. And I drove that thing for a while back and forth to work. I mean, it served me well. I've driven some old cars before. I drove an old Toyota Cressida. That thing was a tank. I mean, it had all kind of scratches and crap on it. It got me back and forth. So let's try not to be too quick to judge, but at the same time, it's difficult. At the same time, we do have to be cautious. We do have to be aware, you know. So, so I thought that was just a good one to share with you guys. And Mrs. Dawg was calm throughout. I could tell, you know, even though I couldn't hear every word, Mrs. Dawg didn't have an alarm, you know, she didn't, you know, shriek or get back on the thing. She was very calm and had a calm conversation with this guy, and just gave him good advice. Said, no, you just got to work it out. You just got to stick with it. And the guy was like, yeah, if you love somebody, you don't cheat on them. You just try to work it out, right? And she said, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Just keep working at it, you know. And then by that time, the young lady comes back in, and they leave, and he's waving and smiling. So it was a cool thing. So anyway, be careful out there in your daily activities. And if you have a chance to give some advice to somebody, if you have a chance to have a positive influence on somebody, please do it. I mean, we don't know what our neighbors are going through. We don't know what the person in the grocery store line in front of us is dealing with. You know, a lot of people are so stressed out. A lot of people are going through hardships or illnesses and financial, and you name it. You know. So let's keep that in mind. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I probably didn't tell everything. Okay, go ahead.
I would never have done it if you had not been with me.
Yeah. True. You knew I was with you, so yes. You would have reacted differently if it was just you.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Awesome. This is Dawg appearance. Okay. Verse time. Ella, you can stay here. All right. Verse of the day is James. Book of James. James chapter 1 verse 12 says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him." Amen. I mean, we are going through, Lord knows, we are going through all kinds of things and witnessing things in this world right now. And I believe we're going to be seeing more. We're going to get tested a lot more in the coming days, maybe more than we realize. I think it's important to remind ourselves that God is still on the throne, always in control. Whatever happens is according to his plan, the whole plan. We just don't see it all. We don't experience it all. We're just part of it. But know that we have his promise that if we love him and we are faithful, he is faithful, and we have that promise of everlasting life. So let's stay close to him, stay close to Jesus. All right. Share your thoughts. Let's be aware, be safe out there. God bless you. I'll see you soon.